Well, some people today claim that objective truth does not exist. How would you respond to such a person?
Is that objectively true? It's just self-defeating. It's like saying I can't speak a word in English, right?
Sure.
It's the same thing. It's like when people say there's, all truth is relative. Well, that's not a relative truth. That's an absolute truth. Or when they say you can't know anything, well, how do you know that's true? How do you know you can't know? Or if they say all truth comes from science, well, that truth doesn't come from science. In fact, most of what you don't know from science, right? Honey, do you love me? I don't know. Let's run an experiment. No, I mean, in fact, science itself is built on philosophy. You can't do science without the laws of logic, without the laws of mathematics, without reliable cause and effect, without the idea that your mind can ascertain truths about the real world outside your brain. Yep. Those are all philosophical principles. In fact, in our book, Stealing from God, we have a chapter on science, and the title of the chapter is called "Science Doesn't Say Anything, Scientists Do."
Yes.
Right. I mean, why? Because all data needs to be gathered, all data needs to be interpreted, and who does that? Scientists do that.
Human experience, isn't it? Yeah.
That's why it's interesting when you see people in the media saying science says this or science says that. Whether it's climate change or COVID. No, science doesn't say anything. Science doesn't say a word. It's scientists saying things. And you have to figure out if number one, they have good data, and number two, are they interpreting it correctly? And many times they're not.
And a bias, of course. They obviously have a bias if they're an atheist or even a theist.
Exactly.
So,
yes, they've ruled out the only other type of cause, and that's an intelligent cause. So they always think it's got to be a natural cause when it comes to, say, the beginning of the life or the beginning of the universe.